Or do you mind if we just call you Peter Parker?
What did you say?
Ooh, you're quite the bully when you want to be, aren't you, Parker? Problem is, Eddie Brock isn't the same guy he once was. Why don't we introduce you to our better half?
The most scintillating man on the internet.
Really interesting thing about this cover. Marvel published just an absolutely ridiculous, absurd number of copies of ASM 375. And for some reason, I don't know what it is, but I don't think I have ever seen a single copy of this comic where the gimmick cover was printed with 100% accuracy. Granted, I've seen some copies where there's where they look really surreal. There's missing foil entirely and stuff like that. And now, granted, my copy, at first glance, it looks like just fine. You might be thinking, what's the problem? So, and yeah, at first glance, it looks fine, but you see these weird little blobs in the foil. Like, here's one here. There's another one right there, along with some kind of black smudge. And just, there's all these little artifacts on every single copy of this comic that I have ever seen, and I don't understand why. I don't know what was so difficult about printing this particular cover. I don't know. Just an interesting little curiosity, I thought.
Hey y'all, imagine you're Terry Kavanagh, or Tom DeFalco, depending on whom you believe, in 1995, and you come up with the idea of bringing back the Spider-Man clone. This despite the fact that not only was the clone supposed to be dead, but the whole story had been retconned so that he was never a proper clone to begin with. I guess they kind of forgot. On top of that, you come up with a shocking plot twist that the clone was actually the original Peter Parker, and that the Spider-Man we've been reading about since Amazing Spider-Man 149 in 1975 was actually the clone. How do you begin to lay the groundwork for that story? You start by character assassinating Peter Parker, of course. Case in point, Amazing Spider-Man 375, one of several special issues commemorating the Wallcrawler's 30th anniversary. Story by David Michelini?
David Michelini.
Michelini? Art by Mark Bagley. Much as I love Baggs' art in general, I do prefer his 2000 stuff over his 90s stuff. His hard-bodied Silver Sable is nice, though. It's mainly the presence of Venom that brings the whole affair down for me. I've just never cared for this character. He's visually interesting, but that's pretty much it. His origin story and basic motivation are banal, not to mention petty and irritating, and his pseudo-edgy dialogue is embarrassing. Anyway, the story. Venom's kidnapped Pete's parents, and those quotation marks are doing some heavy lifting since those parents are later revealed as robots or simulacra or something. Spoilers, I guess. Eddie's done this because of his usual bullshit rationale shtick of protecting the innocent. Meanwhile, JJJ has contracted Silver Sable to hire the Wild Pack to take down Venom, apparently just for the sake of a good news story. After a bit of research on Eddie Brock's past, Pete tracks down Brock's ex-wife, Anne Wang, and after talking her down from calling the police, pulls a bit of information out of her. Apparently a special place they used to go to was an amusement park called Thrill World. Pete quickly deduces that that must be where Eddie is right now.
Okay.
After Pete leaves, Anne wonders to herself if there's more that she can do to help out her ex. Pete arrives at the park and confronts Eddie, only to be almost immediately interrupted by the Wild Pack. I have to assume this group of boring cardboard cutouts was only included to extend the runtime, this being a double-sized issue, because pretty much all they do is waste time and get in the way. After Pete and Venom each do their part in taking the group down, and after Venom rescues Richard and Mary from a fire the battle started, the main event resumes. Pretty short-lived, as Venom easily overpowers Pete and is about to murder him. He's only stopped by a sonic blast from one of the Wild Pack who's regained consciousness. In turn, he's knocked out by Anne, who's arrived on the scene to try to appeal to Eddie. Just after that, Anne is about to be crushed by a toppling Ferris wheel, and Pete pitches in to help Venom save her since Eddie's been weakened by the sonic blast. After making sure Anne's okay, Eddie gives an exemplary demonstration of gratitude by going to attack Peter once again, only to be reminded, as if he wasn't already aware, that Pete's a hero who saves innocent people. This one simple and obvious observation from Anne is enough to get Eddie to completely change his attitude
Okay.
and offer a proposal. If Pete doesn't come after him, he won't come after Pete. After about 3 seconds of deliberation, Pete agrees.
Right.
In the aftermath, as is his custom, Pete agonizes over his decision with MJ. Now, to be fair, this wasn't just set up for the upcoming Clone Saga by encouraging the reader to wonder why the hell Pete was acting so out of character. This issue was also intended to create a new status quo for Venom, since the Spider-Man editors wanted to set up Venom as a violent anti-hero,
which was his style at the time,
for his miniseries Venom Lethal Protector. After the Clone Saga's finale retcon, this all makes even less sense, which is a pretty impressive feat. Not the worst thing I've ever read, but definitely a case of goal-oriented rather than character-oriented writing. See you next time.